Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big DTL. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. And this time around, I'm going to do my latest Thrill Me Thursday contribution. And this, of course, is a little bit of a special day for Thrill Me Thursday because, of course, my friend Drew of Hey Isn't That Devon Graham, that's the guy who made this little series, it's his birthday today. So I'd like to say happy birthday to you, Drew. You really put some of the great horror flicks I never knew about into my system and what have you. I've been enjoying them a whole lot. And that reminds me, I know I didn't get to see your Firefly Family podcast, well, since it was so late in the night. I just found that movie you just recently did for your previous podcast, Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama. I found that movie's actually on YouTube. I'll look into it soon, and just maybe, mind you, I will do a review of it down the road. Promise. But for now, happy birthday, Drew. And here it is. The topic for Thrill Me Thursday is 1989 horror flicks. Now, there's been some numerous flicks have been hits or misses. Now, before you even get into this, no, I'm not going to bring up Halloween 5, not going to bring up Jason Takes Mayhem, not even Nightmare on Elm Street: The Dream Child. There are many other horror flicks I consider to be a little bit better or factually okay. Now, before I go into this, there's some that I haven't really encountered, like 976 Evil. I've heard of that movie. I'll try and find that someday and check it out, but I've been unable to find it. But let's see, and there's Deep Star 6. I was going to watch that, but I haven't been up to it. But I'll give that a shout out. But here's the 5 flicks I picked. First up is Leviathan, which that's in a way like Deep Star 6, and this came out a few months after that came out. I recently watched it on Prime the other night, and although it is considered a ripoff of Aliens and John Carpenter's The Thing, it's kind of a mixed bag in my view. Despite having a pretty good cast that includes Pierre Weller, the original RoboCop. Let's see here. Daniel Stern, just a year before Home Alone. And, there's lots of others in this. Oh yeah, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. Of course, he did Ghostbusters 2 that same year. But anyway, yeah, it's not too bad. This was one of the few underwater movies that came out that year. Another one being The Abyss, but that's more sci-fi than horror. A review of that will be coming up later on this summer, The Abyss. Promise that. Okay, the next film I picked is Intruder, which I watched that a couple of months ago for the first time on Tubi, and I will say that this film was so good. I'm going to watch it again later on and do a review of it later on this summer, so be on the lookout for it. This film is a slasher film that takes place in a supermarket. I gotta say, this was good. This I liked. I liked how it took place in the supermarket. It really was cool. It also has appearances by Sam Raimi and his brother Ted, who really get killed good in ways. So did some of the others, except for maybe one, but I think Intruder was pretty good and what have you. And what can I say? It's definitely a fun one. Let's see here. Excuse me 1 minute, please. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I lost track of what else I was going to mention. Sorry about that. Well, I knew 2 others, but the next film I'm going to mention is Stepfather 2. Now, if you've not seen my review of it, check it out. I've already reviewed this and its predecessor. Well, it's a little bit little bit good like its predecessor, but I feel like I like the first one a bit more. But however, it does have a good story in ways, and we have Terry O'Quinn back as the title character. Caroline Williams, who of course appeared recently in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, and of course she'd later go on to do Leprechaun 3's in this. I'm gonna say this film is kind of underrated. Now, of course, again, we would get a third one. I will review that possibly soon. Maybe when Father's Day rolls around, but I don't know. But we'll see. But anyway, I thought the film was pretty good. I mean, he gets married to this woman, kind of forms a bit of a friendship with her son, and then goes on his killing spree like usual. Still, I kind of like the first one a bit more. No hard feelings. I like both of them because of Terry O'Quinn, but for different reasons, though. But Stepfather 2 is pretty good in ways. But not quite as good as the first, though. You don't have to take my word for it. My next to last pick would have to be Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Pamela Springsteen makes a return as Angela, who, of course, was in the last movie. And, well, I will say that I thought this was good. I mean, while I liked the second one, because I know Drew liked that, I think he liked this one too, I believe. I might be wrong, though, so I apologize if I'm wrong on this, buddy. Anyway, now apparently Angela poses as this chick who's on board to go to Camp New Horizons, which is actually take now at the former Camp Rolling Hills from the last movie. And boy, she brutally beats up everybody. But the MPAA kind of, well, butchered some of the bloody footage and why the kills and why it'd be tough to find some footage of those. But I think you can find those on the Blu-ray that Scream Factory put out. I think there is a possibility. But anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Some cast wasn't too bad. Some of them were kind of not the cast. I mean, characters were hit or miss. Some I felt were too annoying and what have you, but not a whole lot. But this film's okay, and well, maybe okay good actually, because I did like it just as much as the second one. Well, almost anyway. But yeah, Sleepaway Camp 3, it's a pretty good one. But nothing can go up against my top horror flick of 1989, and that would be none other than the original Pet Sematary itself. Based on Stephen King's book of the same name, directed by Mary Lambert, who, if I'm not mistaken, that same year she directed the music video for the title track of Madonna's fourth album, Like a Prayer. While the cast is hit or miss in my view, now Fred Gwynne, who was best known for playing Herman Munster on TV's The Munsters, was pretty good as Judd. I mean, I didn't mind Dale Midkiff as Louis Creed or Denise Crosby as his wife. Let's see. We also have young Miko Hughes as their young baby son Gage, who of course gets hit by a truck and what have you, and of course he would later be seen on let's see, oh yeah, on Full House and also in Wes Craven's New Nightmare and Spawn. Also, there would be Blaise Bardal, who plays Ellie, the Creed's other child, although kind of can get on our nerves at times. But however, years later, she'd be much better in playing the music-loving Lenny Frazier on TV's Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I keep pronouncing Ghost Rider, but you think I'm saying Ghost Rider, but it's Ghost Rider. Forgive me, everyone. But even so, I think this is pretty good. It's a pretty good adaptation of the Stephen King book of the same name. I do have some respect for its sequel that came out 3 years later, and And the remake that came out a couple of years ago, well, it's a mixed bag. It's nowhere as good as this one. Even so, I have more respect for the original Pet Sematary than I do the remake, So anyway, that's why I think Pet Sematary is tops in my book. Those others come right behind. And that's going to do it for my Thrill Me Thursday contribution. Let me know what you thought about this in the comment section below. If you liked the video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, be a part of the Big D Nation, and you can click on these three picks that are coming out. I won't bring them up in case you might miss these Thrill Me Thursday contributions from recently, or if you want to see them again if you'd like. And if you can do one for Drew. Just put hashtag Thrill Me Thursday, and Drew will add to his playlist. And also, you can click on my picture below to subscribe. Because if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And stay tuned. Next time, I'm going to bring to you my next episode of Wide World Game Shows, where I'll talk about one of the most infamous game shows of all time, or probably one of the most hated games shows of all time, Three's a Crowd. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.